Now I'm gonna visit the only court I could never be in contempt of. Food court!
You're sitting in the middle of a food court surrounded by faux neon signs advertising every type of cuisine in the world. But that doesn't mean that every choice would be the right one. So here are 10 foods you should never order from a food court.
Just don't do it.
Dunkin' Donuts Bacon and Cheese Roll-Ups.
Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
It's morning and you're about to start a weekend shopping spree at the mall, but you need to grab some breakfast and a coffee before you get started. Something that can give you energy and make you feel like you're ready to charge up a hill. Dunkin' Donuts might be a good place to start. Maybe the sausage, egg, and cheese, or perhaps the Angus steak and egg sandwich. Whatever you end up choosing, don't select the Dunkin' Bacon and Cheese Roll-Ups.
Just don't do it, promise?
Why, you ask? After all, how could you go wrong with bacon and cheese inside a tortilla? According to food reviewers, the sliced cheese and bacon do not go well together, and the bacon itself is not that great. So the next time you're at Dunkin', you're probably better off ordering a different breakfast item. Sushi.
I thought you liked sushi.
Sushi! Sushi!
Celebrity TV presenter Graham Norton once said, "A good rule to remember for life is that when it comes to plastic surgery and sushi, never be attracted by a bargain." Graham Norton could not be more right. The effects of plastic surgery last forever, so you are likely to regret a bargain. As for sushi, the whole appeal of eating raw fish is dependent on the uncooked fish being as fresh as possible.
Oh, no.
Your local food court sushi restaurant may very well be conscientious about its health policy, but can you trust the underpaid sushi chef who invariably dreams of a better life to be ensuring the top-notch freshness of the produce he's selling to never-ending mall visitors at all times of the day? Probably not. Bargains are great at your local supermarket or a fast food stall, but never, ever with the raw fish. So if you're looking for a bargain, you're better off choosing something else. Salted Caramel Mocha, Starbucks.
Great cup of coffee? Starbucks. Shh.
Sometimes you just need some caffeine to keep you going. There's no shame in that, right? But it is true that millions of people depend on coffee for that extra kick in the morning or for getting that second wind in the afternoon. And Starbucks remains one of the most popular destinations for coffee lovers. But what should you choose? These days, it seems like there are countless options. According to Starbucks, there are 87,000 different combinations at any given time in any given Starbucks outlet. That's a dizzying number of options.
That's too much, man!
Should you have the chocolate mousse cold brew, Baby Yoda frappuccino, or a medicine ball, or maybe a dirty chai? Or perhaps you can order one of the items on the Starbucks secret menu. Although if you decide to do this, you should keep one thing in mind: never order a secret menu item if you don't already know the ingredients and how to make it. The one Starbucks item found on its regular menu that you should probably avoid, however, is the salted caramel mocha. Reviews have been less than lukewarm on this one, and given the fact that there are so many other options, you may want to choose another beverage to keep up your energy when at the mall. A salad at Dairy Queen.
Because I don't want salad, that's why.
It's summer and it's boiling outside. You're enjoying the air-conditioned mall that's almost making you forget the real temperature outside. But that's not enough. You need something light to eat before continuing your stroll in the mall. Maybe you'll stop at the Dairy Queen kiosk. You start scanning through their menu. There's the banana split, the Arctic Rush, or the Treatza Pizza. All of these and many more could be great options, but one thing that you should never order at Dairy Queen is any of the salads.
Never!
Why, you might wonder? First of all, they are usually made up of not-so-fresh vegetables and dubious-tasting chicken. Who wants that? Secondly, most of the salads at Dairy Queen are overpriced. The chicken Caesar salad is $6.49 for a 3-ounce bowl. Next time you go to a Dairy Queen, you're better off getting the items that they are famous for rather than taking a risk. KFC Mac and Cheese.
I can do mac and cheese or mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is an all-time favorite for millions of people worldwide. In recent years, fancy mac and cheese dishes with ingredients like goat cheese and Gruyere have become increasingly popular in high-end restaurants and with make-at-home recipes. But if you're at the food court and you're dying for a plate of mac and cheese, you may be more limited in terms of your options. Noodles & Company, Boston Market, Panera, and Popeyes do a great version of this dish. But what if none of them are at your food court? Should you order mac and cheese fill-up bowls at KFC? The commercial for mac and cheese fill-up bowls does make the dish seem good.
All ads lie.
Cheese drips over steaming hot pasta as we hear someone crooning, "cheese." A moment later, a succulent, crispy piece of chicken falls into the air towards the bowl as the same person says, "chicken," and finally says $5 as the completed bowl is finally revealed. The commercial is solid gold, but many reviews about the actual fill-up bowls are less flattering. Some have described the macaroni as being undercooked and not fresh. Other reviewers say it is too soft, mushy, and watery, like the kind of mac and cheese you could get at a cheap buffet. Please don't risk it. You're better off choosing something else. Panda Express fried rice.
Sorry, Panda Express is closed. We closed.
Meat lovers like it, and vegetarians too, because of its versatility. Some classic and beloved variations include shrimp, pineapple, cauliflower, kimchi, and ham, to name a few. Fried rice is also a straightforward and economical dish to make at home. But what if you order fried rice at your local Panda Express? Panda Express may not offer authentic Chinese food as you would find in China, but it is one of the most successful Chinese fast food chains in the U.S. Owners and founders of Panda Express, Peggy and Andrew Chung, have amassed a $3 billion fortune from a chain that started as one restaurant and a small mall in the state of California.
I'm rich. I'm rich.
Panda Express's fried rice certainly does not lack in flavor or quantity. But should you order the fried rice at Panda Express? Well, that is a different question that needs some consideration. A large order of fried rice at Panda Express can cost just over $4. Keep in mind that there is usually very little meat in this dish and that it is primarily rice. Is it worth it? A Panda Express bowl that includes a side dish and entree is just under $6. So for less than $2 more, you could be eating something much more filling, like chicken, steak, or shrimp, with a delicious side dish. So unless you want to pour your money down the drain, you probably should not order the fried rice at Panda Express. Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, Chick-Fil-A.
A wet sandwich?
Yeah, a wet sandwich.
Chick-fil-A is famous for its quality food and service, which is why it's one of the most successful fast food restaurants in America. Over the years, Chick-fil-A has created some die-hard fans that genuinely find the food there as being next to none. Now and then, Chick-fil-A also introduces new items to their menu. Some of these immediately become big hits. Other items, though, not so much.
Nobody likes me.
One new sandwich at Chick-fil-A that you should never order is the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich. That is, unless you want to be covered in a big slimy mess. It's a classic Chick-fil-A sandwich slathered in pimento cheese, which should be pretty delicious. The problem is that the deep-fried chicken melts the cheese until it becomes liquefied, making eating it more than a little messy and unappealing. Classic center of the roll, Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. You savages!
The saying goes that girls are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice. But the same also goes for Cinnabon cinnamon rolls, which are made of an intoxicating mix of butter, margarine, brown sugar, frosting, and Macara cinnamon spice imported from Indonesia. The Macara spice is responsible for the intoxicating aroma that wafts out of your local Cinnabon. It's a smell that has the blissful tendency to overpower other scents in the food court at your local mall. Then there's the heavenly, ooey gooey texture of the rolls themselves, which makes the act of devouring a Cinnabon cinnamon roll like eating no other cinnamon roll in the world.
You're special.
But does that mean you should go ahead and order anything you want from Cinnabon? Not so fast. One item you should probably not order is the classic center of the roll. The idea behind this cinnamon roll is to give customers exactly what they love most: the spongy, softer than soft middle of the roll with a divine texture and flavor. That sounds like a great idea. The problem is that the cinnamon roll pieces that make up the classic center of the roll are far from moist, not particularly fresh, and less flavorful than other cinnamon rolls at Cinnabon. Nice try, Cinnabon. Better luck next time. Vegan options, Subway.
Are you a vegan?
Subway is famous for offering its customers nutritious sandwiches with fresh ingredients that are generally a lot more healthy than most other fast food restaurants, which tend to provide more greasy options. Subway's slogans are "the way a sandwich should be," "think fresh, eat fresh." All that may be true, but most of that applies to Subway's meat, chicken, and tuna sandwiches. But what if you're a vegan? Well, then everything starts going south. Your options as a vegan at most Subway outlets consists of the Veggie Delight, vegetables in a sandwich, a sad excuse for a veggie burger called a veggie patty, and a stale, cold falafel. No thanks.
I don't need it.
Subway clearly treats its vegan options as an afterthought and has not invested enough time to make a satisfying menu for non-meat eaters. In Virginia, Maryland, and DC, a few outlets offer other vegan sandwiches like the Malibu Greek, Italian black bean, and sweet riblet. Still, you definitely cannot find these options everywhere. Another problem you might face as a vegan at Subway is that servers don't change their gloves after making a meat sandwich unless you ask them to do it. So if you're looking to eat vegan at your local food court, stay away from Subway. Pasta dishes, Sbarro.
It's pasta. Pasta puttanesca?
Millions of people from all walks of life love to eat this classic Italian dish. There are countless varieties of pasta sauces, and some types of pasta can be served without any sauce whatsoever. But sometimes you don't have time for a sit-down meal at an authentic Italian restaurant to enjoy some Italian food. You're busy, and you need something quick and satisfying. That's when you end up settling for some good old Italian-American fast food at your local food court. In this category, Sbarro remains popular, but none of Sbarro's menu items are made to order, so that means none of the food is entirely fresh. This is more of a problem if you happen to head over to Sbarro in the afternoon or evening, because it means that your food may have been kept warm for hours and hours.
Awful. Just awful.
Truth be told, this is less of an issue with their pizza slices because, as everyone knows, day-old pizza and cold pizza are still so good. But what about pasta dishes like the chicken Vesuvio? Pre-cooked pasta that has been sitting in a food stall for hours waiting to be warmed up is already not great. Some people won't touch it. But when you add cheese and chicken to this equation, things can start to get pretty unappetizing and weird. So the next time you go to Sbarro, try to stay away from the pasta dishes, especially if they include any chicken. Stay right here and tap on another great video. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.